Hello class, welcome back again in our online discussion with this course, Macro Perspective of Tourism and Hospitality. This is your instructor, Sir G. Kens. So we are still in Chapter 1, Introduction to the Macro Perspective of Tourism and Hospitality. So in the previous discussion, we talked about the definition of tourism and hospitality. So we discussed about the definition of tourism and the definition of hospitality. So we also discussed about the key points of tourism and also the definition of hospitality and its key points. And we also discussed about the interconnection between tourism and hospitality, as well as the contemporary issues. So now for this particular lecture, we will discuss or talk about the importance of tourism and hospitality. The importance of tourism and hospitality. So let's delve into a lecture discussion about the importance of tourism and hospitality industry. So again, this industry is a dynamic and influential sector of the global economy, and understanding its significance, which is crucial for anyone who are interested in business, economics, or even in cultural studies. So I welcome you all for today's lecture on the importance of tourism and hospitality industry. So we will explore why this industry matters. So for example, it's in the economic and cultural contributions and its role in shaping our world. So before we will proceed to the specific detail about the significance or importance of tourism and hospitality, we will have to define again the tourism. So tourism involves the activities of people traveling to and staying in places outside their usual environment. So the key word for tourism is an activity of people travel. So people travel from place to place. So they will stay in the places outside of their usual environment. Okay? And as to hospitality, it pertains to the reception and entertainment of guests, visitors, or strangers. So the purpose of this hospitality is to entertain and to provide services to the guests, visitors, or strangers. The moment that the visitors or guests stayed in a particular establishment, it is considered is in the part of hospitality. Okay, again, there's an interconnection or interrelationship between tourism and hospitality. So let's proceed to the number one importance of tourism and hospitality. First is economic significance. The tourism hospitality industry is a major economic driver globally. Okay, it is the major contributor of the economic progression in every country. Okay, tourism and hospitality is one of the major economic driver force globally. It contributes the economic growth of a certain country, and it contributes again significantly to the country's GDP, as we have discussed in the previous discussion. Okay, GDP, gross domestic product, and it also creates jobs and foreign exchange earnings, as what we have discussed in the previous discussion. For example, an American or any foreigners who will visit in our country in Philippines, they will bring their dollars, for example, and we will have an earnings through foreign exchange of the money. So they bring their own money into our country, and it provides contribution to the economic growth of our particular country. So when other people coming from other nations, as they visit in our country, they bring their own money into our country, and it will adds to our economy. So that is the importance of tourism and hospitality. There's an economic significance. Number two, job creation. One of the most significant aspects of this industry is job creation. The moment that there are many tourists visited in our country, for example, it creates job opportunities. There are many establishments that will arise because of these tourist arrivals. So if there are many establishments, they need also a working force. So it will create jobs. There are more job opportunities the more that there are many visitors or guests that will visit a particular place. Also, it employs millions of people in various roles, from hotel staff and tour guides to restaurant workers and transportation services. Okay? For example, in a hotel, it needs a lot of staff. For example, we have different departments in a hotel. We have housekeeping department. So we need to hire room attendants, laundry attendants, and others. Same with the food and beverage department. We need to hire chief cook and servers or food attendant, as well as in the front office. So the moment that there are many hotels or resorts that will arise in a particular place, it needs a lot of workforce. So there is a job creation or job opportunities, not just in the hotel or resort establishment, but also if there are travel, we need to hire more tour guides. So it will create job also in the tourism industry, and also the transportation services. The moment that there are many travelers who will visit a particular place, they need more transportation, and they need also transportation services that the a staff that will provide the transportation services. So that is the impact, that is the importance of tourism and hospitality industry. It will create jobs, or there will be a job creation. The third one, economic growth. Same with the number one. Tourism generates substantial revenue for countries. The moment, again, there are many foreigners or tourists that will visit a particular country, it will generate substantial revenue for a particular country. Next, the revenue streams includes the accommodation, So we all know that if there's a foreign tourist who will visit a particular place, they will stay in a hotel and they will pay for the accommodation. What else? Transportation via land, air, and water. Transportation. As I also observed, when we will travel to Cebu, especially on the ocean jet, there are many tourists who will visit Bohol, or vice versa, they will visit Cebu. So they will pay for the transportation, not just the accommodation, but also transportation. Also, when they arrive in Bohol or in Cebu or in other places in our country, they will dine in. So they will pay for the foods and the services. Also, number 4, entertainment. the visitors or the traveler will pay for an entertainment, because they will travel to a certain place so that they will enjoy the place. At the same time, they will entertain and others. So these are the basic or the essential that wherein the tourist will pay when they visit a particular place: for accommodation when they will stay on the hotel or resort or inns, and also they will pay for the transportation and for the food and services, and also for the entertainment. So number 3 is economic growth. Number 4, cultural exchange. So we talk about the economic significance or the economic growth, which is the impact of tourism and hospitality in a particular place. But also, beyond economics, tourism promotes cultural exchange and understanding. Same with this picture. As you can see, in the right side this is a blue person, and on the left side is a red person. There are also they call it a cultural exchange, in which the blue person will adopt some culture coming from the red person. So there is a cultural exchange happen when there are tourists or guests travel to a particular place. They will adopt something from them based on their experience. Okay? So also the travelers experience new cultures and they enjoy their experiences as they travel to a place. Not just the cultures but also the traditions and cuisines. They want to experience the food from other countries. Okay, for example, the foreigners would like to experience or taste the balot. They make it as a challenge to eat. So there are many cultural exchanges that will possible happen if the particular tourist will visit a place for this we call cultural exchange. So the travelers will experience new cultures, traditions, cuisines, and fostering global harmony and respect. And that is the one of the good side if we have this hospitality and tourism activity, because the moment the other culture will visit a different place, they will also understand about the traditions and cultures of other people, and it will foster global harmony and respect. The fifth one is infrastructure development. So the infrastructure development often accompanies tourism growth, because there are many tourists that will visit a particular place. There is also infrastructure development, because there is an opportunities, job opportunities, and revenue opportunities. There are many companies, there are many businessmen who will build infrastructure or buildings. At the same time, the government will also help the businessmen to provide bridges, or they will repair the roads and etc., or they will create piers and airports. Okay, so there is an infrastructure development if there is a increasing of tourist arrival in a particular place. So because of tourism and hospitality activities, this infrastructure will develop. So it will benefit not just the tourists or the visitors, but also the locals who are staying on this particular place. So it is a win-win situation. Number 6, business or small business growth. So because of tourism, it will support small businesses. Okay, just like in this picture, this is only a small businesses, but because of tourism activities or hospitality activities, it will grow. Okay, it increases or develop the small businesses from here to here, and then it will grow or it will mature. So the tourism supports small businesses like local restaurants and souvenir shops. So there are entrepreneurs find opportunities to start and expand their businesses. We can also observe this one if there is a tourist attraction. There are many entrepreneurs who will create their new small businesses because of these opportunities, and if they are constant on selling of their products and services, later on it will grow. So that is the importance of tourism and hospitality. It will help the small businesses to grow. Number 7, cultural preservation. Because of the tourism revenue, it will often contributes to preserving historical and cultural sites. Again, this is one of the reasons why the tourist will visit a particular place, because they want to see or they want to experience the tradition, the culture of a particular place. Because of the importance of this culture or traditions, the owner and also the government will have this feelings, or they have this plan, or they have this decision to preserve the historical and cultural sites. Because the moment that they will preserve the historical and cultural sites, at the same time not just preserving only but also to develop, to enhance, by doing this it will attract more visitors. The moment that there are more visitors, the more the economic growth will arise on that local area. So because of tourism and hospitality, it will preserve the cultural or historical sites. And also it helps protect a nation's heritage for future generation. So the future generations can able to witness or see or experience the culture and historical sites of their places, because the government as well as the businessmen have this collaboration to preserve the historical and cultural sites because of these opportunities, because the tourists would like to experience or see the historical and cultural sites. So that is also the advantage or the importance of tourism and hospitality in a local place. It will preserve the culture. Number 8, regional development. I know that you are familiar with this place. This is from Sikatuna. This is mirror of the world. It was we can found it not in the city but in the rural areas. So because of tourism and hospitality industry, it will develop the region, or they call it regional development. It will develop in the rural areas. So tourism can stimulate regional development by promoting less visited areas. Before they build this magnificent tourism sites, this is considered as less visited areas. But because they put or they build this kind of tourist spots, it will become more visited areas, from less visited areas to more visited areas. So that is the importance of tourism and hospitality. There would be a regional development. And also it can reduce economic disparities between urban and rural regions. That is one of the reason in Manila there are many people. Okay? There are many population in Manila compared to other places like Bohol or in the Mindanao area or in Visayas area. So there is a huge gap between the development in Manila compared to other region. So because of tourism and hospitality, because they develop these tourist sites in the rural area or less visited areas, it will reduce the economic disparities between urban and rural regions. So see, that is the importance or advantage of tourism and hospitality. It will develop the regional areas or the less visited areas. Number 9, global connectivity. So because of tourism and hospitality, it will enhance global connectivity and bringing people closer together by the help also of the technology. So there is a global connectivity, not like before. So it facilitates business relationships, academic exchange, and diplomatic ties. Also in the educational system nowadays, there is also an academic exchange. We have in the Philippines, other university also already apply these practices in which, for example, some students coming from BISU will study abroad, and some of the students from other universities outside the Philippines, they will also study here in the Philippines. So there is a academic exchange or academic program exchange. Okay, so because of tourism and hospitality, there is more global connectivity. Number 10, health and well-being. So because of traveling and leisure activities, it will contribute to personal well-being. Why? Because they will provide relaxation. The moment that the person will travel or experience leisure activities, it will provide relaxation. Also, it will become a stress relief and promote work-life balance. So majority of the travelers who will visit the any local areas or any tourist attractions, they are working on their company. They are busy on their work, and majority of them are stressed on their work. So they have this vacation and they travel to a particular place to have leisure activities, to have a relaxation, and to relieve on the stresses because of the work. So because of hospitality and tourism, again, it is important because it will promote health and well-being of a person. Next, number 11, education and learning. Because of tourism, it will foster learning opportunities. That is why before we have this educational tour. So we visit for example, we visit the different establishment. So as we travel, that is part of the tourism industry. As we travel, we also learn. We also experience the new trends in the hospitality and tourism. We see it in our own eyes, how the employees work on a particular hotel or resort, and we can able to learn before we will undergo on the job training or actual work. So because of traveling, because of tourism, as part of the example educational tour, we learn something. So that is the importance of tourism and hospitality. So travelers gain knowledge about history, geography, and various aspects of the destination they visit. For example, here in this picture, they are taking note on what they have learned during their travel. For example, if we will visit a historical sites, we can able to gain more knowledge about the history, why it happens, or why they built this, for example, an infrastructure, which is a historical sites, for example. So it will gain more knowledge on various aspects of the destinations. So tourism and hospitality is important because it, especially in the area of education and learning. Next, number 12, environmental conservation. So the sustainable tourism practices are crucial. So the industry is increasingly focused on eco-friendly initiatives to protect natural resources and ecosystems. As we have discussed in the previous online lecture, we discussed about, they called it ecotourism. Again, ecotourism. Travelers who want to visit a place because of the ecotourism, or about the natural resources or the environment. Okay, for example, whale shark watching, dolphin watching, firefly watching, mangrove planting, etc. So that is part of the ecotourism. So because of this ecotourism, it will foster, it will help the government as well as the business owner or the company to preserve the environment, because the tourists would like to visit that particular place. So if they will not develop it, if they will not conserve the environment, there is a big tendency that the tourists will not visit again to the sites. So what the government and also the business owner will do is they want to preserve the environment. That is why every businesses also, they have called it, they will apply CSR. Every businesses, CSR meaning is corporate social responsibility. CSR again, CSR stands for corporate social responsibility. Again, every company have this CSR, corporate social responsibility. What do you mean by CSR, or corporate social responsibility? For example, every businesses, again, they will produce either positive impact or negative impact to the example environment, local government, in the locals, and also the government, and many more. Again, every business or every corporation will have this impact. It's either positive or negative. So there are many possibilities that the corporation or the company will have this negative impact to the environment because they will add up more garbages. Okay, so what is the CSR? Every business will have this CSR, corporate social responsibility. It means that they have also responsibility to help, okay, to help what? To help the locals or to help the environment to preserve. So for example, in Amrita Resort, one of their corporate social responsibility activities, they will conduct once a year of having this, not just in Amrita Resort or other resorts, but also every organization. As what we have experienced, especially in the first year, we conducted a coastal cleanup. That is one of the corporate social responsibility. We have this responsibility to help also our, for example, stakeholders or environment, for example, or locals. So we render services by picking up the garbages in the coastal resource areas. Okay, so that is the corporate social responsibility. So because of tourism and hospitality, it foster or it encourage the government, also the company, to preserve the environment. Because the moment that they will not preserve or conserve the environment, there's a big tendency that the tourists will not visit again the sites. So it will affect also their revenue, and it will also affect the economic growth of a country. 13. Diplomacy and international relations. So tourism serves as a tool for diplomacy and building international relations. And countries often engage in tourism partnerships and collaborations to strengthen the ties. Okay, for example here, I think this is American. The hairstyle is like Donald Trump. And this one is like a Filipino. So they have the gesture of shake hands at a sign of international relations. So because of tourism and hospitality, it will strengthen the partnership. It will strengthen the collaboration of other countries because of tourism. For example, it will affect the country. For example, this is a representative from Philippines, and this is a representative from America. Or if, for example, this is the president, Donald Trump. Okay, for example, the hairstyle is Donald Trump. For example, the president of America will prohibit the Americans to visit the Philippines, so it will affect the economic growth of the Philippines or the country. Again, Donald Trump is the former president, but now it is Biden. For example, what happened in Russia? So the Americans or the USA prohibit some export of their products to Russia. Example, it is just an example about the products, but it is about the tourism and hospitality. For example, if the American will prohibit the Americans to visit Philippines, it affects the economy of the Philippines. So what is the importance of tourism and hospitality? Because there is a tourism and hospitality, it will foster or it will strengthen the partnership and collaboration of international relations or collaborations with the other countries. Okay, again, the importance of tourism and hospitality, it will strengthen the diplomacy and international relations. And lastly, number 14, promotion of arts and entertainment. So because of the hospitality industry, it often includes entertainment option. Like for example, in Cebu, they have this entertainment Sandugo Festival. So this is not just only for the foreign tourists that will visit Cebu, but also the Filipino. There are many Boholanos will travel to Cebu just to witness or to entertain during the Sandugo Festival. So that is also considered as a domestic travel. That is also considered as a tourism. A Boholano that will travel to Cebu, they will stay in a hotel that is considered accommodation in the hospitality industry, and they travel because the purpose for entertainment. So because of tourism and hospitality, it will promote the arts and the entertainment. At the same time, as we have discussed with the other significance of tourism and hospitality, they will preserve the arts and the culture or the heritage site. So that is the advantage of tourism and hospitality. It will promote the arts and entertainment. As I can also observe, before, we don't have that kind of festival that is known to other places in the Philippines, because Cebu is known for Sandugo. And I think 3 years ago, they have this here in Bohol. We called it, I forgot this term. I forgot the exact term, but it is a same like Sandugo in Bohol. So it will contribute to the local arts and culture of a particular sites. Okay, so that is the advantage or the importance of tourism and hospitality. Okay, it will promote the arts and entertainment of a particular place. So we are done with the 14. I just put the 14 significance or importance of tourism and hospitality. Now let's proceed to the conclusion. So in conclusion, the tourism and hospitality industry is multifaceted, economic, not just economic but also social force. It will drive economic growth, okay, because of the hospitality and tourism. It will drive economic growth. Also, it fosters cultural exchange, okay. There's an exchange of cultural traditions, lifestyles, and etc. Also, it promotes education and well-being. As we travel, we learn something. As we travel, it will promote well-being. We are relieved from the stress because we have this relaxation moment or activities. And also, it plays a vital role in global connectivity. Because of tourism and hospitality, it will strengthen the international relations. So we are done with the importance of tourism and hospitality for letter B in chapter 1. So next online lecture, we will discuss about the C, scope of the macro perspective. So I hope that you have learned on this online lecture, and don't forget to answer the evaluation quiz. This is your instructor, Sir Jikans. Bye-bye.